Dedicated to the great outdoors, it's Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughton. Southern Woods and Waters is brought to you by Gander Mountain, Greenform Construction, the Burns Insurance Group, Cunningham Buick GMC, Nashville Marine, America's Motorsports, and now here's Hugh.
All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. And boy, we got a great show for you tonight. I know I say it, and I mean it, each and every week. I have a wonderful show for you tonight. We are going to be talking fishing, and we're going to be talking about trucks and one car. That's all we're going to do. One car, that's all I'm going to allow him to talk about tonight. Let's broaden out and introduce my guest to you now. I have with me tonight the one, the only, John Graves. And John, thank you so much, buddy. Fireman, I want to thank you for, first off, for being a fireman.
Well, I appreciate that.
Smyrna, Tennessee Fire Department, and you want to give a shout out to the engine company?
I would love to. Engine 5 out of Station 5, man. I'm ready to see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a good shift.
There you go. Hey, we're trying to start something, and I'm going to talk to John a little bit later about that, but I'm trying to start up something with Southern Woods and Waters and all the fire departments, so get ready for that coming. Long beside him over there, my good friend, Dwayne Bellard from Cunningham GMC Buick out of Springfield.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Dwayne?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here.
You know what? The last time I had anything of you on this show, you and I went creek fishing.
Yes, sir.
And caught a bunch of
black
red
perch.
eye.
Yeah, red eye, black perch,
We
smallmouth.
had a blast,
Yes,
buddy.
sir.
You remember all that?
I remember. I got the tape at home.
And all that we were using.
Yep. We used everything.
We caught. Now that day we took an all-pro rods, and buddy, they were bent double. Talking, great time. Dwayne had us a great place to go, and it was on the Red River.
On the Sulphur Fork Creek.
Sulphur Fork Creek,
Yeah.
that's it. We had a blast, bro. We need to do that again.
We do.
That was fun.
We'll do it.
It was in the summertime, and not a bead of sweat won when you're in that cool water.
I grew up fishing creek, so I know exactly what you're talking about. It's fun. It really is.
Oh, it is awesome. Well, I tell you what, John Graves is on here tonight with us, and John, you got second place in the Big BFL here.
Yes, sir. The Super Tournament on Old Hickory.
And which is in itself a feat, because most people will throw rocks at Old Hickory and they go, "Oh, I can't stand that place." You know, it's either finicky or their own.
That's true.
One of the two. And you seem to be able to figure it out in those 2 days. And
Yes, sir. I really like Old Hickory Lake. I've fished over there my whole life, and it's a grind lake. You have to work your butt off, you know, when you're fishing it, and that really plays into how I like to fish. And,
yeah.
You know, it works out for me, and I'm very blessed to be able to do it, and I'm very excited about that second place finish. Now, the competitor in me obviously wanted to finish first, but
yes,
it didn't happen, and I'm happy to finish where I did.
At the end of the first day, we thought you had a real strong
I did. I had a really good opportunity.
Yes.
In the second morning, I lost a couple fish, nice fish right off the bat, but that's fishing, especially late in the year. You're going to lose a few here and there, and you know, I rallied back and caught a bunch of fish and ended up in the second place. I think I was in 7th after day 1, so I did climb up and do pretty well.
It was obtainable. There wasn't that much difference in first and where you were sitting.
Yes, sir.
So it was. A lot of us watch those kind of things. We like to see our local boys do well, you know. And so, I kept up and I thought, yeah, John's got an opportunity here, you know. and then you came on pretty strong second day.
I did, yes, sir.
And the other guys, the other 6 or the other 5 were struggling.
Yeah, they seem to drop off a little bit. And
well, now you won the Cedar City fish off, right?
I did. I believe it was the weekend after that. We went to Kentucky Lake out of New Johnsonville with Cedar City Bass Anglers with Mr. Adam Sharp. He runs that club, and it's an amazing club. If anybody's getting into fishing and would like to fish, that's a club that they should.
Have you ever seen anybody that works a tournament any harder than Adam Sharp?
No, Adam has become one of my really good friends, and I'm telling you, he's first class, and he knows what he's doing, and he's not biased toward anybody.
He's a friend of mine on Facebook. So is Cedar City. You know, I keep up with y'all that way.
Yes, sir.
I haven't joined Cedar City, but Every day I get something from Adam Sharp putting on Cedar City Bass Anglers.
Yes, sir. And he's got a very good group of competitors that fish that club. And to be honest with you, it's probably harder to win one of them tournaments than it is a BFL or an ABA. I mean, them guys can catch them. They can catch them. And you better be on your A game whenever you launch the boat.
And I'll tell you somebody else. Now Dwayne's boss is Calvin Cawthorn.
Yes, sir.
And Calvin and Brian Cook are real good friends of mine, and both of them fish that seniors tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's some sticks in that senior tournament, too. Now, there's some boys that know every nook, cranny, stump, rock. They've been fishing for 40 years. You know, they know everything about it. And so I think, Middle Tennessee area as a whole probably has some of the better fishermen around. I'm going to even include not only bass, I'm going to include catfish and crappie too. I believe we got some of the best people around in the area. Because if you can catch fish on Old Hickory, they say, you can catch fish anywhere.
And I think that's the catch to it, I think that the fishing conditions around here are so difficult.
Yes.
That, I mean, it's tough. It is. And to be consistent and competitive all the time, it's virtually impossible to do. I mean, it really is.
And we want to get in depth. I want to get in depth with you just a little bit about this, because we've had some greats on here. Ben Parker, you know, just one of the great guys out here. We've had Edwin Evers and those guys. We've talked about techniques and everything, but I want to get, what is the mental game? How important is that mental game? Really, John? I mean, everybody talks about it, but they never get in depth about it.
Well, I think it's something, especially in fishing, and you know, you fish a lot too.
Yeah.
When you get in the water, I'm a different person. I'm laid back and everything outside of fishing, but when I'm in my boat, I'm there for one reason, that is to catch as many fish and as big a fish as I can catch in a day. And it's all about making decisions and throughout the day changing patterns and trying things that a lot of people might not do. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times that will pay off for you.
That's what I want to say, because well, I got to talk to some guys at the Carl Perkins Bass Classic the other day, and they said they didn't catch a fish till 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And at 1 o'clock to 1:45, they loaded the boat.
Yes, sir.
And it's like, oh my gosh, you mean to tell me from 6:30 to 1 o'clock, you boys didn't catch a fish? They said, oh, we caught little ones, but nothing to, nothing to really throw in the live well.
And the thing about that, a lot of times too, is that first hour in the morning is normally the golden hour.
That's it.
That's your best opportunity to catch one of your kicker fish, as we call it.
What does that do to your mindset whenever you go out there and you flat put a 0 on the board? I mean, in that first hour, and you're thinking the whole time, boy, if I could catch a 3-pounder or a 4-pounder that first hour, sure, I think I got this.
Well,
but then it doesn't happen.
It doesn't, but it's just like you said, you can't let it affect you. You got to continue.
Okay, it blows my mind.
You got to do what you got to do. And I know, honestly, for me, I like the latter part of the day, especially in the summertime, from about June through October and November. The later the day gets, the better it gets. The bait start getting more active, the fish will start chasing more, and it fits right into what I like to do. I like to fish shallow.
Yeah.
I enjoy fishing ledges and doing other things, but if I can catch them in that deeper water,
that's the fun.
That's where I'm going to catch them.
That's where I like to fish.
I'm going to try to catch them that way, and if I can't, then I'll make adjustments and do things else. But as it heats up and the bait starts getting more active, that's when I start catching my fish, and most time it's 12 o'clock on. Hopefully I catch a big fish early, but a lot of times it don't happen.
You don't actually start worrying if you got a 3 o'clock weigh-in. When do you start worrying when you don't have anything in the live well?
I never really worry, because I know that at any moment you could hit a stretch and catch a 15-pound bag on Old Hickory in August in 30 minutes.
I've seen some guys that, on Center Hill especially. Now, Center Hill's another one of those lakes.
It is. It sure is.
You're either on or you're off.
That's exactly right.
And I've watched Chris Snow go out there and not have a fish in the boat. And in a 50-foot section of bank, have 5 keepers, 15 pounds.
That's exactly right.
And I'm like, how do you do that? I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. But that's, for power fishermen, I guess is what they would be considered. That's kind of what I am. I like to move around a lot. I'm not put a shaky head in my hand and fish one stretch of bank for 4 or 5 hours. I'm going to have the trolling motor down and I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be throwing a crankbait, a topwater plug, and I'm going to find fish that are eating. That's my goal when I go. When I go,
see, that's what I tell Joy. I want to find the active fish
that's exactly
first.
right.
And we're going to talk a little bit. I've got to take a break. I could talk to this man forever. But I got to take a break and visit some of our fine sponsors and make this show available to you each and every week. And if you're given a choice, please prefer our sponsors. We'll be right back with more Southern Woods Waters.